Hello there, Jedi Master Shaggy here to show you his lightsaber collection. Starting with my custom neopixel retractable lightsaber pike with a custom modified Shaggy sound font that has Shaggy voice lines from multiverses on it. It's actually Matthew Lillard, live action Shaggy himself. You can hear the clashes of the zoink sounds.
Like, man, I wish the gang was around to see me be awesome.
And Shaggy voice lines on retraction as well. Next lightsaber up is the LGT Lightsaber Katana with the custom illuminated tsuba I made myself. Gesture controls to turn it on and off. This is also using the Shaggy sound font. And the cool thing about this is with the new quick coupler from LGT, from Lightsabers, could join the scabbard to the pike to make a light pike or naginata. Next up to go with that is matching LGT Lightsaber Shoto or light dagger. Also has the gesture controls, using the same quick coupler to join to make a kind of little spear, almost a javelin type thing. And the cool thing about this as well is the quick couplers will actually join together to make a staff. So you can do some really cool Jedi Survivor style stance changes. Join the lightsabers together, separate them. Really a lot of fun. Next up is the lightsaber Claymore or longsword. This also has gesture controls, has the crossguard emitter from Mystic Knight's armory, as well as a crystal chamber with a real quartz crystal in it. Another cool thing that this can do is the quick coupler also allows this bottom portion to be removed to create a more standard lightsaber, medieval style lightsaber. Separates nicely, joins back together, also controlled by gesture controls separately, but when they're together they work as a single lightsaber. Now we have the lightsaber cane or tonfa, which functions like a normal cane. It even has that larger rubberized cane bottom to make it more functional as a normal cane. But of course, it's not just a cane, it's also lightsaber tonfa. And a lot of people seem to think this hits my elbow, but it actually doesn't. The hilt is a little bit longer and a little bit wider than the blade, so it's never actually making contact with my arm, as you can see here. And this actually has a kyber crystal in it, a crate dragon pearl from Exegol Outpost that drops in between the core and the blade. And the cool thing about this is you can actually open and close the crystal chamber without turning the blade off. So if you want to have a closed crystal chamber or an open crystal chamber, both work. And of course, this also has gesture controls to turn on and off. You can use it like a normal lightsaber as well with a short blade. Or, of course, use it like a tonfa. Really a fun lightsaber. And this cane portion is something that I made entirely myself. It holds the blade, locks it into place, and I could separate it from the lightsaber, but still have it hold nice and tight. Next up, on a similar note, is a lightsaber cane that's not a tonfa. This one I made entirely myself, using different aluminum and copper parts. Just a little stopper on the bottom, not the wider thing, but makes it a little less loud when it hits the ground. And this here, lightsaber cane. You could also hold it like this. I don't know why you want to, but you can. Next up is the lightsaber whip, which is another LGT lightsaber, baselit whip. It's a lot of fun, very unorthodox, takes a little getting used to, but it is a lot of fun. Now we have another LGT lightsaber. This one also has gesture controls to turn it on and off. This one has another kyber crystal from Exegol Outpost. This one a more traditionally shaped kyber crystal. Lights up, drops in between the blade and the core, and will match the color of the blade. Now we have one of my favorites, the lightsaber nunchucks. I made these myself. They twist to turn on. And the cool thing about these is I custom designed them myself, so the handles are long enough to use like normal nunchucks. So anytime I do a spin, grab them, touch my body with them, I'm only making contact with the metal hilt portion, not the blades. And the blades are long enough to look nice and work, but short enough to not interfere with the movements. Even when I wrap around my body, it's the metal part hitting me, not the blades. A lot of fun. Very unorthodox. Takes some getting used to. They're a lot heavier. Normal nunchucks. Still do some cool stuff with them, of course. Overhand spins, all that good stuff. A lot of fun. And lastly, we have my first two lightsabers. Really basic blue stunt sabers from Ultra Sabers. They have their quick coupler, came out years ago. Real basic lightsaber, but it served me for the purposes I needed it. Learning new tricks, stunts, sparring, things like that. I won't really worry about dinging them up, but my first lightsaber, so sentimental place for me.